Do you guys remember The Hunger Games, the global hit franchise that made children fight to the death and had a main character that became the leader of the rebels against the evil government? Now, what if we remove the killing children part? You would get The Hunger Games Mockingjay. Oh, and also Divergent. So, Veronica Roth saw how successful Suzanne Collins became with copying Battle Royale and decided, I can change that and make a lot of money. And so Divergent was born. Now, is it as good as what it is copying, or should we quickly forget this? So, this movie takes place right after a war, and the only thing that is left is Chicago. So, you're telling me that all these people survived the war and now have to live in the town of Chicago? RIP them. After the war, society has been split into five factions: Dauntless, the brave; Amity, the kind; Erudite, the intelligent; Abnegation, the selfless; and Candor, the honest. And if you think it is superficial to divide society based on five character traits, you're right. And if you think Veronica Roth did this so she did not have to write developed characters, you're also right. So you live in the factions you were born in until you become 16, then you take a test and you choose in which faction you want to be in. And it is here that we meet Trish on the day she will take the test. She was born into abnegation, which kinda means you are poor, get ugly clothes, and have everything be grey. But on the plus side, abnegation does rule society, and is therefore hated by other factions, especially Erudite. Why? Again, that required Veronica Ruff to write a complex story, which she does not like to do. So the test is supposed to give you an advice on what faction you should join, and I expected it to be like a magazine test with what's your favorite color, what's your favorite holiday, and why are you watching this movie? But it is more of a simulation where they check how you react to certain situations. So Trish has a weird simulation where she watches herself in a mirror and gets attacked by a dog, because that clearly shows what faction you should join. But when she comes out of the simulation, the person who supervised the test is in panic mode. Apparently, the result of the test was unclear. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. How the fuck was that test clear? Trish shows potential for not just one, but multiple factions, and that is dangerous because after the war, Chicago has become a red state. So the supervisor is like, yeah, never talk to anybody about the result of this test or you will die. So the next day, Trish has to choose what faction she wants to join. And can I just say that it is obvious what you have to choose. So you have Amity, farmers where you have to work hard; Abnegation, where you are poor and nobody likes you; Candor, where everybody is a teacher's pet; Erudite, where you have to study like a nerd; or Dauntless, where you fight, drink, party, get tattoos, and play exciting games. So you either become a loser or join Dauntless. Trish does not want to become a loser, obviously, and joins Dauntless, meaning she leaves the faction of her parents, and that's like the biggest betrayal for parents, but more on that later. Trish takes the train to the Dauntless headquarters, and to get in, you have to jump from like 10 stories high, because doors aren't the Dauntless way, of course. But credit where credit is due, Trish does jump first. And when she gets down, she meets her trainers, For and Eric. Like, For, oh my god, listen, if there's one thing in this world we can all agree on, it's that For's hot. So here we learn that new tributes like Trish have to complete training, first physical and later mental, before becoming part of Dauntless. If you aren't high enough in the ranking, you will be homeless. So who is Trish her competition? Well, most of them don't matter, but the ones who do are Christina, who's just a nice friend to Trish; Al, a personalityless dude; Will, who will become Christina her boyfriend; and Peter, the most stereotypical bully ever. So the physical training starts and Trish sucks, but luckily Thor is there to help her. He can give me physical training, if you know what I mean. Eric just likes to throw knives at people, really good cop, bad cop types here. 4 doesn't allow Eric to throw knives at Trish because she's his special one, so 4 throws the knives himself. And because Trish talked back to him earlier, he throws a knife just past her ear, cutting her a little bit. Oh, he is so romantic. 4 and Trish bond during a game of Capture the Flag, where Trish earns for his respect by finding the flag. This does just enough to let Trish pass the physical part and get to start the mental part. And the mental part is basically getting high and then facing your fears. And apparently, divergent people, people who have multiple factions they can join, like Trish out of the test, are good at this mental. And that's why they're dangerous or something. So naturally, Trish kills this. And because she kills this, Peter and Al try to kill her. Luckily, For saves her. And uh-oh, for her safety, Trish has to sleep in For his room. Uh-oh. So the day of the mental test comes around, and Trish passes, of course, making her an official member of Dauntless. And there's a big party thrown by the leader of Erudite, played by Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet drugs everybody, turning them into mindless zombies. Okay, so here it gets political, but stay with me. So the government is run by Abnegation, the faction of Trish, her parents. But Eurydice and Dauntless don't like that and want to commit a coup, creating an army of mindless zombies to murder Abnegation. Only everybody already hates Abnegation, so if you just ask people to commit a coup, they would have joined you, but like, sure. The twist is that Divergent don't get affected by the drug, so Trish and 4, who apparently is also Divergent, try to run away. Unfortunately, 4 gets captured. Trish joins her parents and tries to get into the Dauntless headquarters to save 4 and turn off the drug that controls the mindless zombies and trying to prevent like the entirety of Abnegation getting killed. Unfortunately, during this process, Trish her parents die. I'm so sad about these characters I had known nothing about. In the headquarters, 4 has had another drug that does work on divergence. Why not use that in the first place? Like, what? Trish snaps 4 out of the trance with the power of love or some bullshit, and she turns off the drug, preventing the coup, and she runs away with 4 together into 2 very mediocre sequels. This was so bland and just not interesting. I don't know why I liked this when it came out, but like everybody liked this stupid YA trend. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you next week.